Boy, it's been a whirlwind couple days here. Matt Polka, we are at the Independent Show. What's your one takeaway, if there's one takeaway from this conference? I'm sure y'all have more than that.
You know, this is such a great conference of independent operators from all across the country. And the one thing I said to them, and I see this in what they do, is to just keep on keeping on. Do what you do each and every day for your consumers, for your customers, for your communities. Make sure you're delivering that broadband, regardless of what's happening in Washington. I mean, Washington is always a challenge where I work, but for our members, it's get the job done, make sure Washington sees that, and we'll take care of things as time goes on.
Well, in broadband, that was the theme, and how can they provide better broadband for their consumers, right?
Well, they're trying to, in so many ways, where they're using the resources that our members have to reinvest back into their systems to provide higher, faster broadband. It is a challenge, though, because a lot of what we talked about over the last several days was the impact of regulation. It's always the same story, but this year to the nth degree, because the FCC under Chairman Wheeler has so many devastating potential rulemakings, whether it's privacy, the set-top box rulemaking, the special access rulemaking, the orders related to the open internet in Title II, and so many other things that cause our members and would cause our members to divert resources from deployment to regulatory compliance in a disproportionate way for smaller companies. So right now we're saying to members, we know that these regulatory processes are moving forward. We don't know what the outcome will be. We're going to fight for fairness for them, for waivers, exemptions, transitions, maybe even to set some of these rulemakings aside. But in the meantime, invest in your plant, provide the services that you need to give to your customers, and we think that that will be the best story that we can tell Washington.
Yeah, and the thing is hard to quantify is that uncertainty factor, right, that comes from all those regulations or the...
Well, there is, and it's tough sometimes to quantify it. In other ways, we can quantify it. For instance, with the chairman's set-top box proposal that would be so-called unlock the box, we know that the technical mandates that are embedded in that rulemaking, whether the chairman wants to admit this or not, would cost at least $1 million in upgrades per cable system for every company that we have, and we sometimes have members that have dozens of cable systems. That's $1 million per head end that's never going to be recovered. Money that could be put back into development and deployment of broadband. And we see this in other ways, whether it's the privacy rulemaking that would impose onerous rulemakings, would impose onerous notice requirements, require interaction with lawyers, with consultants, to basically change the nature of the protection that our members have been providing from a privacy perspective for decades, for no good reason. So we know that there are specific costs, but at the same time, the rulemakings do create an uncertainty that makes it hard to invest in deployment when you're not sure if you're going to have to put that money into compliance instead. And we don't want to see that stop what our members are doing.
Well, I think I heard it at the ACA Summit about the prioritization. I mean, if you're going to prioritize something, it should be looking at how do you reduce content costs, right?
Well, it's always an issue because you have members that provide video service as well as broadband. The movement is toward broadband because that gives the consumer more choice to consume the video that they want. But at the same time, we're in this video world where we have, through cable linear products that we offer to our customers, we still have to deal with the same content companies that control 90 to 95% and who don't sell their services on a single channel basis. They sell the big bundle. They don't give our members a greater ability or flexibility to provide lower cost tiers or to make those lower cost tiers available to larger numbers of customers. They don't allow us in great numbers to provide, for instance, a lifeline service that would be broadcast basic and a few others, and a broadband service, because we have to carry all the stuff in the middle. So while we're trying to migrate toward broadband, we still have to deal with these legacy video issues, and it's really dragging the broadband deployment down in many ways.
But still, the members persevere. We're hearing a lot about fiber to the home and various other ways to get gigabit out.
Very exciting how you see members of all stripes, big and small within our membership, whether cable-based, whether telco-based, whether municipal or otherwise. They're doing so many good things where they're providing so much in the way of advanced services at speeds that are higher than the largest providers in the country. So this comes back to my message to our members, which is to just keep on keeping on, do what you're doing, make sure you're providing the best in broadband, and we'll make sure that Washington hears that, to know that you These small cable operators, these small providers here are a vital link of communications in their communities.
Well, excellent, Matt. Always great
Ken.
catching up with
You
you.
bet. Thanks a lot.